The secret of success is constancy to purpose. Benjamin Disraeli. Now, he was the British Prime Minister, if I remember correctly, back in the 1860s into the 70s. And that is sort of an old term, constancy. What that means is steadfastness, fidelity. So the secret of success is steadfastness to purpose. How do we show that here? That's 10 to 15 minutes each and every day in these markets. Let's jump into these charts. I like sharing these charts with you with trades. I've told you guys about how much I'm paying attention to commodities now because I think as these markets continue to crash and things get tougher, we're going to have to resort to looking at all sorts of opportunities to jump into trades. And I have been following these ETVs such as, this is sugar, C-A-N-E. They named them very cutely. Joe, J-O, is coffee. Soybean is S-O-Y-B. It's just interesting the way they have all this stuff named. And I'm new to looking at these commodity ETVs. They trade like ETFs in some ways. I mean, you can buy them, you can sell them. They're easy. You can find them on at any of your online brokers. And this one was a very short and fast trade, jumping in on Friday the 13th in the morning with the crossover going up. And of course, we put at risk 1.78% on the trade, looking to make 3.35, and bingo, topped out at exactly our profit point in the afternoon. And in fact, we can go in here and look. That's what's so beautiful. You can see what the profit point was, 986. That was actually the high for the day. Boom, 2 days, 3.35%, quite beautiful. And again, it was just a beauty to behold. So this is how you employ exactly what we saw things bounce off the 200 EMA. We jumped in thinking it was safe coming off of that. And of course, it worked out fine. If it had lost back down, if we had seen it go from green to red, we would have pulled the trade and either not made the 3.35% or lost something within that 1.78%. And again, as you guys know from taking our past trainings, you only got to win 4 out of 10 times. We win a lot more than that, but practice this, see if you can't figure it out. Do what we do. Practice on a daily basis. Doesn't cost you anything to get in here and do these practice trades, utilizing, of course, this great measurement tool, the short and long position, depending on whether you're above or below the 200 EMA, and practice trade these things. See how you can do. Now, let's jump into our standard charts. We go over 4 things for you, well, 5 each and every day. We are looking at the S&P right now. It is moving up. We are still at negative 14 here. That means that only the half-day chart is going up. The 2-day is negative, the weekly is negative, and when I say negative, I'm talking about the STC. That is a combination of stochastics and the MACD. It is what we are using as our prime indicator right now in conjunction with the 200 EMA to help us see if we should be going short or long. We're not going long now. Why? Because we're below the 200 EMA and everything is negative. So except, of course, the half day. We're waiting for this half day to roll back over and head down. So right now, it's not doing that. It was down a little bit for the day. At the end of the day, 0.41%, but not enough to rotate over, so we didn't jump in. This last trade we did, quite successful. Down 5.06% in a short position. You could have gone with something like SH. That is the inverse of the SPY. Percent for percent is the way it's set up. We just continue to keep things simple. We track everything on the main chart. That's why I'm not switching over to SH for you. Now, let's look at what's happening with the Qs. Qs was down quite a bit more, little over almost 3 times as much as the S&P 500. It was down 1.16%. And of course, we can see where that up move on Friday really slowed a lot on Monday, but still not enough to cross over. We haven't gone from green to red yet. Of course, you remember that last short trade down 7%. PSQ is the short fund for the Nasdaq 100. And of course, that would have been a nice 7% win for you there in just a few days, again, with a negative 15. That is our success multiplier formula. That is 1 point from the half-day chart going down, 4 points from the 2-day chart going down. Remember, it's 4 times bigger than the half-day, and 10 points because the weekly is 10 times bigger than the half-day. That is 15 points going down. Now we're at 14 right now because the only thing going up is the half-day chart. And again, for those of you who understand what I'm talking about, you just hear me repeating. But for those who are new, who are still getting the concept, and this is a new one for us. We instituted all this over the last month and a half or so, a big radical change to what we were doing before, but isn't it working swimmingly well? And in these difficult markets, difficult times, we have shortened our trading approach, again, at the same time utilizing those larger waves. So we're waiting, again, for the cues to drop back over again if that presents itself, and maybe have another potential for a short practice trade. What's going on with 20-year bonds? Well, we look at our 20-year bonds and we can see that where we were on that last practice trade, we only made 1 point, I think it was 1.7 or 1.3%. Things went down but did not hit. Got very, very close. And again, if we could have seen that, we would have sold out there, but we didn't know. And then things popped up. We saw in the morning on the 10th, and we realized things were going from red to green, and we dropped ourselves out of it. Didn't lose anything, but of course, we didn't get that big, nice, chunky down move of 4.52%. We only got 1 point something percent, but that's okay. We'll wait. We'll keep our powder dry. We got a little something from the market, and that's all right. And we didn't lose anything. Remember, it's losing that absolutely kills you. So be smart, follow the rules. What are we waiting for here now on 20-year bonds? We are waiting for another short position to set itself up. We look at the 2-day chart. Where are we there? It, of course, is negative. And of course, the weekly is negative. Now, we're not plumbing the lows of the prior week at this time, we can see. So we'll keep an eye on things and see where they go. And if we go negative, then of course, we're going to go short on bonds. TBF is the single short for TLT, the 20-year U.S. government treasury bonds. So we'll be watching, waiting for that. Negative 14 is where we are right now. Now, let's leave bonds and go to gold. I love me some gold. Are we going to end up bottoming out here? I have been thinking, as you know, at the end of the day in particular, I watched things bottom on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, about the same place, Monday morning, and then as things rotated over going up, I was thinking about closing the trade, but we stayed red, so I'm going to hold out a little longer and just see what happens. Might lose some of this, or it might gear up again. Could have pulled out back here, and we did not. So again, we'll keep an eye on things and see how they go. Don't have to win everything. Don't have to hit every profit bar. It's sweet and nice to do so, and we'd very much like to have that happen. But at the same time, going to follow the rules, going to watch this continue to work for us. Gold was up 0.95% for the day. We're down on the half day. We're down on the 2-day, and we are down on the weekly. So we're negative 15. No reason to just pull right out right now. We'll see what gold continues to do. Now, lastly, we'll go and we will look at XBTF. That is the VanEck Trust VanEck Bitcoin Strategy ETF. It's the Bitcoin Future ETF by VanEck. Where are things right now? Well, down 1.84%. We can see where things were down in the morning, down a little more in the afternoon. Bitcoin is still at a negative 15. That last short trade we did on Bitcoin was rather nice, 13.61%. That was a nice practice trade there. Waiting just to see where Bitcoin is going. Of course, I don't have to tell you that with a negative 15, 2 days down negative, weekly's down negative, we can see that neither one of those have hit the lows of last week yet. So we'll keep an eye on things. Who knows what Bitcoin's going to do? We're not in any of those trades right now. We did our most recent short and did quite well on it. We're just waiting, watching, and seeing. Hopefully Bitcoin will roll up, going up some on this half-day chart, set us up for another ability to capture some down movement, if indeed. Now, I'm ready for Bitcoin to take off. I'm ready for gold to take off going up. But when they don't, they don't. And again, we let the markets lead us. We love to have you with us. We love to get your questions. cw@chartingwealth.com. Always love hearing from you. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters. You appreciate what we do. Support us as a Patreon member.